Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. It is 6 o'clock, Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 5th of, we're into July now, aren't we, 23. Hello and welcome to another Midweek Message. 13 degrees centigrade, which is 55 Fahrenheit, 94% humidity. That's not surprising. We've had a lot of rain last night, but today, full sun all day, according to the Met Office. The barometer is 1010 millibars. I know a lot of you are interested in the weather. Us Brits certainly are. We seem to be obsessed with the weather forecast and the barometer and, the wind, hang on. Little bit of a breeze from the west and that's it. Okay, let's move on. What have I got? I've got some memories for you. Who remembers picnics? Do you remember a picnic hamper? I think a lot of families, I won't say most, but a lot of families back in the 50s and 60s, they had a picnic hamper. Basically, it was a wicker basket, and inside there, you open the lid, and inside the lid there are plates held in with little leather straps and poppers. It was a fantastic setup. It was all Bakelite, by the way, in the 50s. The plates, the cups, the saucers, the knives and forks and spoons, bits and pieces, all Bakelite, which is highly collectible these days, of course. So in my case, my mum would make the sandwiches and perhaps cupcakes, little bits and pieces like that. Packet of crisps, Smith's crisps, do you remember, with a little blue salt bag inside? I'm going back a few years now. Stone the crows. You've got to be old. If you remember that, you've got to be old like me. No, not necessarily that old. I think Smith's crisps reintroduced the little salt bag, didn't they, some years ago? I don't know whether it caught on or not, I can't remember. Anyway, that's beside the point. That was the picnic. Mum would do all the packing of the hamper and we'd head off in the car to the woods or the beach. And it was great fun. What I miss about those days, one thing, is everything was done properly. Take the breakfast table, for example. We'd have a milk jug, not just a plastic bottle of milk on the table. We'd have a butter dish with a little lid. You take the lid off and there's the butter in there. We'd have a sugar bowl. And my grandparents, not my parents, but my grandparents, on the breakfast table, serviettes in serviette rings. Do you remember? They actually, I don't know where they got them from, they had silver serviette rings. Whereas these days you have kitchen roll. It's not quite the same, is it? Serviettes are also called napkins, aren't they? I think these days people wipe their mouth on their hand and then just wipe that on their trousers or jeans. No, that's not quite true. I might do that, but do as I say, not as I do. But seriously, I did like that. I liked everything done properly, and I still do. I suppose as the rat race came along, everyone's busy. They're looking at the clock. I've got to catch the train. I've got to get the bus to work. I'm going to be late. So you shove a piece of toast in your mouth as you leave the house, with your briefcase or whatever it is you're taking. It was all rushed. Everything became rushed. There was no time to play around with a pretty little butter dish or a milk jug and a sugar bowl. Grab the plastic milk bottle, chuck that on your cornflakes, sprinkle some sugar on it straight out of the sugar packet, and then pig that down and then rush out of the house. All very, very bad. Not good for you health-wise at all. Lunchtime in the old days, I remember when I first went to work, some of the old boys in the workshop, they'd have a packed lunch. They'd have a little tin lunch box. Do you remember? Light green and cream, I think. And they'd open the lunch box and in there they got some sandwiches. These days you go down to the local, whatever it's called, grab a coffee, grab a sandwich or whatever, pig that down, rush off back to the office. It's all horrible, isn't it? I hate all this rushing around all the time. What are your memories of the old days? Did you have a sugar bowl, a butter dish, a milk jug, serviette or napkin rings? Did you have all that in your childhood? Raise rants at protonmail.com. Raise rants at protonmail.com. Be great to hear from you. I'm not sure what this Sunday's episode will be about this coming Sunday. I shall think of something, no doubt, or perhaps one of you will suggest something. Looking back over the old episodes, it looks as if I've covered everything. We've done schools, hospitals, dentists, food, shopping, toys, hobbies, absolutely everything, holidays. But there must be a host of other things from the good old days that I haven't even touched on. So if you have any ideas, if you can think of anything, do let me know. I think that's it for this week's midweek message. The sun is shining, even though it's early in the morning. The sun's coming up, the sky is blue. We might even have breakfast on the patio. How about that? We do actually have a butter dish. We've got a milk jug. We don't use them. I have to admit, we don't use them. But perhaps if I say to Trish, let's lay the patio table properly, like they did in the old days. How about that? And we can watch the squirrels and the birds having their breakfast. Take care. Look after yourselves. I will see you on Sunday. Don't forget to email me. Bye-bye for now.